Hello everyone, welcome to my first tutorial. We're going to talk about Udims. Why are they important and how does it help create a better look for your models? Let's dive into it, come with me. Ben Schwartz as Plastic Man is ideal. But I digress. Let's see what we can do with the suit. Okay, so as you notice, when you expand it, it goes onto one square. We're trying to get that across multiple squares. So let's figure out how to do that. All right, so you set it to the lowest subdivision and you make sure that you are able to see the name that's being exported. It's very important that it's the exact name that gets exported, and you'll see why after. It should export on its own as an object. If not, you gotta go back and make sure that's the case. Once you're in Blender, you're gonna go ahead and delete everything in it. You don't need it for now. All right, and then you go into File, Import. Like I said, it's an object, so look for Object. It's under Wave Front Object. You'll see it right here, and Import. But it might import large. That's fine, just zoom out. It should be perfectly fine, not a problem. And then you're gonna go into the main menu and look for UV editing. Your mesh isn't selected. So go into that screen and select everything. Once you select it all, then you're gonna see it in the other screen. In the image, what you're gonna do is you could give it a name if you'd like, and you're gonna make sure that you put the width and the height to 4096. But don't forget to also change the color to a lighter color like white. That way the background is not going to be impeding your work as you're working. Don't forget, very important, to select tiled before you click on new image. Now underneath where you can see UV map, you're going to see the Udim tiles. If you scroll down, you could see that you could add. The best way to do that would probably be to just add another number. Now, if you have more Udim tiles than you need, don't worry about it. We could delete it later, but just make sure that you make the color of it white every single time. Actually, you only have to do that once, just to make sure that you can see right across the board what's going on. All right, so just hover over the screen that has all the Udims together and hit A. That way you could select everything all at once. Now, you're gonna wanna move them around and size them up so that the biggest one kind of fits exactly where you want in the square. So you could do that, and in order to size it up, A is to select all. So if you want to select just one, just click anywhere away from the Udims and then hover over the one that you want to select and press L. L is going to select that one square by itself. Size it up to the size you want by pressing S, and then you can select individually by hovering over and pressing L, moving it around with pressing G. But a lot of these things you should already know if you've worked with Blender before. If not, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of tutorials that'll show you what are the keys to be able to move around in Blender quite easily. Make sure that when you are adjusting your Udims, that they are exactly in the squares, because if they're in between or off to the side or anything like that, you're gonna have crazy errors when you're trying to bring it into Substance Painter, like in the next video. It's gonna be really, really difficult. So just make sure they fit within those borders and it should be fine. As long as everything has their own Udim, you should be good to go. I might have gone a little bit overboard with the amount of Udims I'm using, but it's just to make the point. Also, these ones at the top, it's not a problem, they're empty. You could just delete them or add. It's really up to you. Just go to the side here, press whatever you need, and you're good to go. At this point, we're just gonna export it and override the original. You'll see why in a minute. So just make sure you don't change anything. Don't make it capitalized, don't make anything, just leave it the way it is. All right. All right, so once you open back up ZBrush and then import the file, you're gonna notice that the textures look like they're crazy. Don't worry about that. As long as the mesh didn't move and you don't have to resize anything, so far so good, we are on the right path. All you gotta do is go into Poly Paint and enable it, and you'll see your original painting that you didn't lose anything. Don't even worry about that. At this point, if you need to pause the screen to see what the settings are, go right ahead, because these are the ones that work the best for me. So since right now we are just working on the textures, because we're going to do everything else in Substance Painter, just highlight the texture map in order to export that. So don't worry about the rest of it for now. Then find the right place to export it, create a folder if you need to keep everything organized. I am very bad at that, but see what you can do. When the Udim starts exporting, it's going to do this weird thing where it keeps on changing on the model. Don't worry about that. That's just each one of the Udims assigning a different body part to the new Udim. And when it's finished rendering, it's going to go on the last texture that it put. So don't worry about it. You can just go back, turn that off, and you'll have all your information. Now we can move on to Substance Painter, so you can see why it was so important to increase the Udims on certain models. All right, part 1 done. We're gonna go into part 2. Can't make these videos too long. Y'all will get bored, but stick with it. I promise it's gonna be worth it. See you in part 2.